it's election time, and a lot of new ideas come out that the politicians think may resonate with people. So I want to share one that's out there right now that I'm mad as fire about it, and I think you ought to be too. Taxing unrealized gains. Now, if there's one stop to an economy, it is when you try to take money from people who don't have that money in their pocket right then and there. And taxing the concept of investing in your future. Those two things together will block and kill an economy. There's some other ideas that are out there that will kill an economy too. But let's focus on those two for a moment. The Harris administration says that they would attempt to set up a tax on unrealized gains. All right, those sound like financial terms that not everybody's familiar with, so I'm going to break it down into really super easy concepts for you. So let's say that you put $100 in the stock market today, and that $100 you invested in this great new pharmaceutical company. And next week they come out with this killer drug that will cure cancer and make the world a better place. And all of a sudden your $100 investment is now worth $5,000. That is what we call an unrealized gain, because you still hold the stock. You don't have $5,000 in your pocket, but the value, if you were to sell that stock, is $5,000. So under tax of unrealized gains, you would all of a sudden be taxed on apparently $4,900 because less your $100 investment. So $4,900, let's say that the tax rate was 20%, just for some kind of easy math. All right. So that means that you're going to owe about $250 in taxes. Well, you struggled to put $100 into that investment. Where are you going to come up with $250 to pay the taxes on it? That's crazy. You would have to sell your $5,000 stock, liquidate it, and pay the taxes. And now you have less money to reinvest in the marketplace to buy another stock or to buy something else. All right, now stock might sound easy enough because, yeah, we've got a liquid market. If that's a stock you could just buy and sell, maybe you could do that. Let's take it a step deeper. Let's say instead you worked really hard and you invested $50,000 into a house in a neighborhood that you hope will turn around, and you're going to flip that house eventually, but you've got to put a lot of repairs into it and invest in it. Take a lot of your time and energy. Well, let's say it takes you a year, but you do that. And that house that you paid $50,000 for is now worth $250,000. Well, you haven't sold it yet. Maybe the market's not that great and people can't get get loans because of the interest rates, but you hold a house that's worth $250,000. So let's do our little magic again. Let's figure out your original investment was $50,000. Now it's worth $250,000. That means you have $200,000 in unrealized gains. Oh, and you owe taxes on that. Let's again say that's 25%. All right, you owe $50,000 in taxes. You only had $50,000 to buy that house. How are you going to get $50,000 to pay your taxes on that $200,000 gain? It's not going to happen, folks. If you now have to dump that house, it may only be worth $100,000 or $150,000 to dump it to pay the taxes. This is a terrible policy. It's ridiculous, and it can't even work. Let's take it one step further. You took your same $50,000 and you invested it in a business. So now you own stock in your own business. You worked so hard, and now your business is worth $250,000. Just like that house example. So now you have to find somebody to sell the business to for $250,000? No way. You can't operate a business and have $50,000 just left over at the end of the day to pay the taxes on this business, even if you're growing. How would Amazon have ever made it? How would Apple ever make it if they had to keep paying all the taxes on their reinvestment in the business? They couldn't do it. It's not possible, folks. This is an idea that stinks to high heaven. And you should use your voting power to vote against that kind of issue. Let other people know how terrible that idea is. On the surface, they're putting it out there like, oh, we're going to tax people who've made big investments. We're going to tax the bazillionaires who invested in something. They've got money to pay taxes. No, that's not how it works. It's taxing all the little people too. All the small business investment will be stifled in that situation. Stop the madness. I'm not borrowing that. I'm just saying it from my own standpoint. But this is a terrible idea, folks. Don't let it go. And use your voting power to stop this.